everyone, I'm Monique with Open Gate Quilts. Thank you for getting the subscription box, the Open Gate Quilt Box. I'm going to go through November's box and let me show you exactly how it works. What you'll do is you'll get this in the mail and open it up. And inside I've listed all the things that are in the box. So you will have your projects, your notion of the month, the Aurifil thread, that color that I picked, and the Open Gate pattern. It also will have a link to this video, so you can go ahead and access it through this or through the newsletter that I will send out every month. So if you have any questions, you can contact me through there. So then you'll open that up and look at that, and then you get to see all the cool things in the box. The first thing is the Ruby Tiles Table Runner. And with the Ruby Tiles Table Runner, on this particular one, I did two versions. So you can do two versions. So let's look at the quilts behind me. These are the two versions. You've got a hexagon version and you have a square version. I put both in just in case you didn't want to try the hexagons, or if you did want to try them, you could do this one. But if you just wanted to do squares, you could do this one. You have enough fabric to do one version. You also have fabric for binding, and that's all included with your pattern. So you've got two different patterns in there, one for the long square one and one for the hexagon one. They both use the same amount of fabric, so it worked out perfect. The fabric I chose this month is from Maywood Studio, and it's designed by Bonnie Sullivan, and it's called Ruby. And one of the reasons that I chose this fabric line is, first of all, Bonnie is a wonderful person, and she lost her house to the West Coast fires this year. So it's very sad, and I thought this is one little way for me to help and promote her. So if you see her fabrics, this is her latest fabric line, Ruby. Check it out, they're beautiful. So this is the kit. I'm going to show you how to cut some of those. Then the other kit that I put in there, and this is what I decided. I decided to put in a little bigger kit and then a smaller quick kit. This is a face mask, and of course we have to have a face mask pattern. Just remember that this is not to substitute for a filtered surgical mask or anything like that. This is more for when you're out and just to protect other people from your germs. So this is included. You get the fabric, the batiks for the face mask, and of course their coastal getaway. And you also get, oops, this one fell a little bit. I'm going to open it up so you can see. You also get a pattern, of course, to show you how to put it together. And I'm just going to give you some quick tips in a minute, but this is your pattern. You get some wonder clips so you can see how these actually work, and it's just a little sample. And then you also get some adjustable, just can't pull them out here, adjustable elastics. These are really cool because you can make this a standard size. You can make your face mask a standard size, and if you need it smaller, you just pull it smaller. If you need it larger, you just pull it larger. So these are really nice, so you get to try those. And these are pretty new on the market, so I really wanted to get you guys using those. So this is the other thing that the other little project that you're going to get. And then the other thing, put that aside, you also get, for the hexagon, you also get the Hexamajig ruler, Hexamajig Junior ruler. And it's by Wen Quilting, and I actually talked to the lady and she sent these to me. She's super nice. She's got some really cool tips, so if you want to go on her website, she can show you how to do some different things with this ruler. I will use it again, not necessarily for a box, but I will definitely use it again, and it's a really cool ruler. So I'm going to show you how we're going to cut using that. You also get the notion of the month, which I have included in here is Best Press. You've probably seen it if you haven't used it before. The reason I like Best Press so much, first of all, I got unscented because smells really bother me. So I wanted to get something that didn't have a lot of smell. And if you want, you can always order different scents on it, but I just went with the no scent. And this is really nice because it's a starch alternative, and it really keeps all those bias edges nice and flat, and you don't have to worry about it. So this is included. I always want to put in an Aurifil thread. I put in this color, and I can't remember, let's see if my color is 2370, that doesn't mean much, but I did match this to your kit so you can quilt with it. I actually even bound with it, and it's a really nice thread. So this is a good way to start using your Aurifil thread. And then, of course, last but not least, this is one of my newest patterns. This is actually my latest pattern. It's called Sunday Afternoon, and it uses flower and vine. And the fabric's not out yet. It comes out in February, but you get a little sneak peek on it, and this is the first printing of it. So this is the first pattern. So that is all included in your box. As I'm going along, I'm going to kind of tell you how each of the items work, so you can see how to do that. I'm just going to put these away and then put this aside so I can show you. So the first project you are included with it is a picture of both quilts, or table runners, so you can do either one. The straight one here is pretty simple. It's just got squares and rectangles on it, so that one goes together pretty easily. But I want to show you how to cut the pieces for this one, because I actually changed using the ruler a little bit so that I could get it just the way I wanted to. I'm going to grab it though so you can see what I'm doing. So you're going to get a strip that is 3.5 inches by a minimum 10 and 10 and a half, because you need that for this. And what I'll do is I'm going to cut a 3-inch strip from it. So I'm going to cut that. All right, so I've got that piece. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut 6 1.25-inch pieces from here. And you're going to pair your pieces in with 2 different fabrics. You're going to want, I just put them with a red and a brown or a beige. And in your box, I actually did put the colors together. You can change them. I just put them how I did it, so it makes it a little easier for you. So you will have a pair. So the first thing is you're going to take your 3 by 3.5 and you're going to fold it like this. If you want to press it, you certainly can. Then you're going to take your ruler and you're going to line this up so that the fold is on the bottom and this is on the top cut. And I'm going to cut that off, flip it around, and it's going to be so it's right on the edge there. And cut that, and then you get your hexagon. So really easy. You don't have to worry about any of these little dents in here or anything like that yet. I'm going to show you next what you do. But that is that one there. For the outside of your hexagon, what I'll do is I'm going to flip it over. And this is important because you want all your hexagons or your outside to go in the same way. If you do it all on the right side, your hexagon outside will be going the other way. But I just wanted to do it so that it's going the way I have it. So this one's a little different. I'm going to line it up on the bottom instead. And I'm just going to trim that little edge off there and trim this here. And now remember, your instructions tell you this, but it's just always fun to have a little bit more instructions so you know exactly how to put it together. Alright, so I have those. And remember, you're going to have the opposite, so you're going to have a beige on the other side. When you put it together, so let's pretend that's a beige or a brown, the first thing you're going to do is you're just going to sew, but you're going to stop halfway and leave that open and press it out. Then the next piece, and I'll quickly cut one of those so you can see, again, it's 1 1/4, and I flip it over and trim and trim. So the next piece that I'm going to do goes here. Again, I'm going to trim it, or excuse me, I'm going to make sure that this is lined up here, and I sew it along there and keep adding it on. So that's how you cut those pieces. To cut this piece here, I'm going to cut, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a 2.5 inch strip. And you should have a piece that's a little bigger. I think I cut it 9 or approximately 9 by 21, and you need 2.5 inch strips from there. And this one you're going to use the hole ruler, so I'm going to cut that little guy off there and cut this. And I also kept these two so they are wrong sides together. And then the next cut, I flipped it over like a pancake, and I'm going to cut here, and I'm also going to cut that little guy off there. And then those go right in here. So you have all those nice, ready to go. So that's how you cut your hexagons. And again, the instructions show you how to put it together. Let me show you what, oh, I also wanted to just give you some recommendations on using your best press. When you are cutting these little guys, I would say go ahead and best press your strips to keep them nice and straight, because these are bias. So you want to best press. You can best press all of it if you want. You can best press all your little hexagons here so that you can make sure that they don't fray or distort at all either. So this is a good thing to use for that. So that's what the best press is for. To make your mask, I really like these little wonder clips because they work really well and they hold it together. Because what you'll do is you're going to take your elastic and you're going to sandwich your elastic here on one corner, and I'm going to take my clips and clip it. So I don't have to worry about a pin distorting it. When I come to it, it will hold it in place and you can just sew it. Then you're going to do the same thing for the other side. So it's on the inside, sandwiched between my two batik fabrics. Okay, so I'm going to do that for both sides. And that's why I gave you 4, because you can use them for the 4 corners of your mask. Once you have those centered in there, then you're going to sew. I'm going to start at the bottom. I'm going to say this is my bottom. I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch all the way around, and I'm going to leave about a 3-inch opening. This is for your turning. When I get to my corners, I backstitch in my corners so that it holds the elastic in place better. Once I have that done, I flip it out, and then I just take my little opening and I sew it a top stitch. And to do my little pleats, all I do is I use my clips again. I just put a pleat in here, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I make them about 3/8 of an inch, and I just sew it all the way around, including the pleats. So you don't even have to top stitch and then do the pleats later. You can do it all at one time. If you're having trouble going through all the fabric, my suggestion is use a walking foot to help you get through that fabric, because it'll help ease it a little better when you're doing your top stitch. That might, hopefully that'll help you with that. But that's how you do a mask. Very easy. The nice thing about the mask is these cool little adjustable elastics. So again, you can use them for smaller or larger. So that's how you cut your stuff. I used the thread that I gave you to quilt as well as bind, and hopefully you will love the box and can't wait for next month, because I'm already working on it. So thanks for joining us, and thank you for buying the box, and I really appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Quilt, bind, and enjoy.